Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Good evening. I'm your anchor. We have a tumultuous night ahead of us as tensions escalate in the Middle East. Iran has issued a stark warning to the U.S., threatening prolonged, painful blows amid reports of potential strike plans. Meanwhile, gas prices are skyrocketing, with some stations reaching an unprecedented $4.30 per gallon. And for Republicans, this crisis is taking a peculiar turn, literally at the polls. Let's take a closer look at these extraordinary developments and what they mean for our nation. As tensions between Iran and the United States escalate, a diplomatic warning from Tehran has raised concerns about an imminent military confrontation. Reports have emerged that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, Aerospace Force Commander, Majid Musavi, has issued a warning to the United States against potential military action. The warning comes amid reports that Washington is considering new strikes against Tehran. According to Axios, U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to receive a briefing from U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, on options for a short and intense series of strikes aimed at breaking the current stalemate in relations with Iran. Musavi stated that any such operations would be met with prolonged and painful blows, referencing the U.S. military's presence in the region. He also mentioned Iranian capabilities, including its ability to target U.S. bases and vessels. The warning is seen as a response to Washington's plans, which are reportedly aimed at forcing Iran back to negotiations on greater flexibility, particularly regarding the nuclear issue. The situation has been escalating since February 28, when the U.S. and Israel launched strikes on Iranian targets, prompting retaliation from Tehran against U.S. allies in the Gulf. A ceasefire was announced through Pakistani mediation on April 8, but talks in Islamabad failed to reach an agreement. Trump later unilaterally extended the truce without a new time frame. The current tensions highlight the ongoing conflict between the U.S. and Iran over regional security and influence. The situation remains volatile, with both sides threatening retaliation if their demands are not met. As tensions with Iran continue to rise, the U.S. is feeling the pinch at the pump, with gas prices soaring to new heights nationwide. The average price of 1 gallon of gasoline in the United States has reached $4.30, according to the American Automobile Association, AAA. This represents a nearly 30-cent increase over the past week. The spike is attributed to the ongoing standoff with Iran, which began on February 28 when the U.S. and Israel launched a military campaign against Iranian targets. The Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for oil shipments between the Middle East and Asia, has been blocked by Iran. The U.S. has imposed a naval siege on Iranian ports, further exacerbating the situation. Oil prices have surged above $100 per barrel, with no indication of when the strait will reopen. U.S. President Donald Trump has reiterated that time is on his side in the standoff with Iran, despite refusing Tehran's offers of a preliminary deal to reopen the strait. The U.S. president claims that once hostilities end, gas prices will drop. However, oil prices do not decrease automatically after a ceasefire. The increase in energy prices has been fueling inflation and economic uncertainty, adding to Trump's political woes. His approval rating is at record lows, with growing discontent among the public over the conflict with Iran and recent polls showing. The spike in petrol prices has also affected California, where prices have reached more than $6 per gallon. The situation matters because it highlights the complex interplay between global politics, oil markets, and economic stability. The Strait of Hormuz blockade is a critical choke point for international trade, and its closure can lead to significant price hikes. As the U.S. and Iran engage in a standoff that shows no signs of resolution, the world waits with bated breath for an outcome that will impact energy prices and global economies. As Election Day approaches, a contentious issue is emerging in battleground states, where voters are facing a surprise problem at the polls. As fuel costs continue to rise, Republicans are facing a growing problem at the polls. A new analysis from the Brookings Institution has found that people in Republican congressional districts tend to drive further than those in Democratic districts. This could have significant implications for the party's performance in the upcoming midterm elections. According to data from the Brookings Institution, the average driving distance for Republicans is over 25 miles longer than for Democrats. This increased travel time and expense may disproportionately affect voters in Republican districts who live in areas with high gas prices. as fuel costs are expected to continue to rise. This trend could worsen the party's chances of retaining control of Congress. Democrats and ally groups are already seeking to capitalize on the issue, framing high gas prices as a major campaign theme. President Trump met with oil executives earlier this week to discuss the ongoing stalemate over the Strait of Hormuz, which has contributed to increased tensions in the Middle East and soaring fuel costs. Iran's blockade of the strait has disrupted global oil supplies, leading to price hikes at the pump. With the midterm elections just around the corner, Republican voters are facing a growing challenge: high gas prices. As Democrats prepare to campaign on this issue, Republicans must find ways to address the concerns of their constituents and restore confidence in their party's ability to manage the economy. As tensions escalate and global markets take notice, oil prices have reached their highest point in nearly 2 decades since the Iranian conflict began. Oil prices surged overnight to their highest level since the Iran war began, with Brent crude reaching $126 per barrel before pulling back in the morning. This jump will likely keep U.S. gasoline prices higher as refineries continue to struggle with the increased cost of crude oil. The escalation is partly due to concerns over a potential long stalemate in the Strait of Hormuz, which has been throttled since the conflict began. The strait, a crucial waterway for global oil supplies, is vital for the transportation of oil from the Middle East to Western markets. Traders are weighing the possibility of military escalation, with President Trump set to receive a briefing later today on new plans for potential military action. This development has added to market uncertainty, leading to the surge in oil prices. The price jump matters because it will have a direct impact on U.S. consumers. As refineries continue to pay higher prices for crude oil, they are likely to raise gasoline prices further. The current surge in oil prices is not just about supply and demand, but also about geopolitics and the potential for military action in the region. The stakes are high, and traders are taking a cautious approach as they assess the situation. The uncertainty surrounding the Strait of Hormuz and the potential for military escalation will continue to drive oil prices higher. As the situation unfolds, markets will remain on edge, and traders will be closely watching developments. For now, the focus is on navigating this volatile market and assessing the impact on U.S. consumers. As tensions rise over global energy markets, Iran is issuing a defiant warning on its nuclear ambitions amidst soaring oil prices at a 4-year high. Iranian Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei has vowed to defend his country's nuclear and missile capabilities in a statement published on Thursday, amid rising tensions with the U.S. The move comes as oil prices soar to a 4-year high, with Iran facing increased pressure from the international community. In his statement, Khamenei emphasized that Iran will guard its technological advancements like national borders, warning foreign nations that they have no place in the Persian Gulf except at the bottom of its waters. He also directed a warning to U.S. bases and troops in the region, suggesting they are not strong enough to ensure their own security. The statement coincided with Iran's National Persian Gulf Day, which is seen as an opportunity for the country to assert its dominance over the strategic waterway. The move has heightened concerns about a potential escalation of tensions between Iran and the U.S., who have been engaged in stalled negotiations over Iran's nuclear ambitions. U.S. President Donald Trump has vowed to maintain the U.S. naval blockade of Iran's ports in the Strait of Hormuz until a deal is made, warning that Iran can't get their act together and must sign a non-nuclear deal soon. The U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, Commander Admiral Brad Cooper will be briefed on potential military options by Trump on Thursday. The escalating tensions have significant implications for global energy markets, as the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical shipping lanes in the world. A conflict between Iran and the U.S. could disrupt oil supplies and drive up prices even further. That's all for today's news recap. I want to thank you for joining us on this journey through the latest developments in global politics and energy markets. We'll continue to bring you updates as more information becomes available. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest news and stay informed with us every step of the way.